you know, the whole of it, man, is that I grew up and learned how to become a man from the people around me, and I come to find out at this age, it really wasn't being a man, because being a man was classified so many different things. Like, you know, when you're growing up in the neighborhood, in order to be considered a man or somebody that's in with everybody else, you got to go perform something. You got to go do something. You know what I mean? And if you know what I'm talking about, then you understand what that is. Mm-hmm. You know, I've seen you know, a lot of people, you know, get their lives taken because of foolish things like this. You know, and you know, the biggest thing about it is that, and I'll share this and I'll be done, Raymond, but this is what changed my life. I was getting ready to leave St. Louis to go play football at the University of Central Missouri. And I just remember that summer how, you know, I just couldn't wait to leave. I didn't know what I was going to, but I know I can't do this no more. Because right now, I'm watching folks, you know, die as I get prepared to go to college. You know, right before I left, I watched this guy I knew that's dead, and I watched him shoot 2 people right across the street from me. You know? So, and that was in June. I had a couple of months to go before I was leaving in August. Right. And so, between that experience and the experience I had right before school got out, where I met this guy at work, we got into a real big deal, like we was gonna get into it tough, like it was gonna turn into something. Right. And come to find out, this was my blood cousin. I didn't know this guy at all. And we got into it to the point where I was getting ready to push him in some hot grease, man, at Captain D's. That's how serious it got.
We got like that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Raymond, you know, I tell you, about, you know, 2-3 months later, we end up squashing that. We riding home, and you know, we getting, you know, towed up. You know, the whole deal.
Whole routine.
Yeah, man. And so we comes up to a spot on St. Louis Avenue, Marcus, and I say, "That's my uncle's store." And he say, "That's my dad's store." At the same time, I'm like, "What?" He said, "No, what you say?" I said, "That's my uncle's store, Uncle Kenny." Like my Uncle Kenny being there, Uncle Tom. He was like, "Man, I'm Kenneth Jr., that's my dad, and Uncle Tom, so you know," and he started naming his children, Yvette, and I said, "Yeah, I know them." He was like, "Wow." He said, "So who was your dad?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't know who my dad is." He went down, named my uncles. He said, "Well, you must be Mick's son." He said, "I don't know." He said, "Is your mom up?" We go to my house. My mom see him.
Knew off top.
And she called his name, KJ. And I'm like, wow. And so after that, Raymond, I met my dad.
For the first time?
For the first time, 19 years old. And it blew me away because when I met him, I'm looking at him. Right. Man, we look just alike. We sound alike. We doing the same thing. I ain't grew up around. Right. We laugh in the same way, you know. We cracking jokes like at the same time, same type deal.
Same type of energy.
And it blew my mind. So then it started me on a journey in life that if I ain't never know him and we that much alike, what would it be like for me to be in my sons' lives, and not only being in their lives, but really now giving them all the impactful things.
That's right. That's
gonna break this generational cycle.
Right. That's right.
You see,
that's what it's about, brother. Man, you said a mouthful. Listen, one thing you said about you mentioned pain, and that's what I think that our young men today have a problem with processing pain. Yeah. What I mean by processing pain, you know, if something hurts you, I might say ouch, I might scream. My scream is going to be different than yours, but it's still a scream. You know, it may not sound differently. You may scream a high pitch, I might scream a low pitch, whatever it may be. But it's a response to pain. And just like you, brother, you know, I grew up in the Ninth Ward of New Orleans, and it was always violence. And like you said, in your area, it was Crips and Bloods. In the South, in the Ninth Ward, in New Orleans, it's wards. So